Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Stop wondering. One of you snitched to my mom that I've been running around with crocodiles and ostriches, so she told me she's coming over to make sure everything was alright at home. And what better way to reassure her than by giving her the same farm-to-fork experience she raised me on. So come with me as I transform the local indigenous food she fed me growing up into a first ever fine dining experience. Keeping in mind she's a diabetic, so the goal is to indulge her while staying between the lines. Rosemary, thyme, garlic, lemon zest and salt into a processor, blitzing and using the herbal salt you've just made. Generously coat your goose to not only season but also draw out moisture, concentrating the goosey flavors and into the fridge to cure. Season the carcass with salt and into the oven to caramelize. Get your goose out of the fridge, brushing off all the curing herbal salt, and we are going to wash it with clean water, getting rid of any scum before patting them dry and onto a charcoal grill. Light up your wood chips and let your thighs smoke covered, rendering excess fat on the skin. Roughly chop your celery. Done. Leeks roughly chopped. Done. Yellow onions. Done. Roughly chop your carrots. Done. Carcass out of the oven and into a pan alongside onions, leeks, celery, carrots, submerging in water. Bring this to a boil, adding rosemary and thyme and cover to simmer. Once the fat has rendered from your thighs, brush off any smoke residue and into a bed of rosemary and thyme, going in the gelatinized chicken stock. Adding thyme, rosemary, orange zest and garlic confit, seasoning with some salt. Same applies to Nduma, and once everything is submerged, cover and let them poach over low heat while smoking at the same time. My mom always comes bearing gifts, and today she brought fresh Managu straight from her home garden. Wash, blanching in salted water, soaking in nice water, squeezing out excess moisture and into your blender. Butter, garlic, confit and all-purpose flour in a pan, going in with onions, seasoning to taste, adding milk bit by bit, and the resulting sauce is going into a blender with the Managu. Blend to a smooth and creamy sauce, passing it through a fine mesh strainer and set aside. The goose carcass has simmered down, strain the residual stock, passing it through a fine mesh strainer and set aside. Nduma gets out of the smoker and into a hot skillet with goose fat, browning your Nduma on both sides till golden brown. Go in with butter, rosemary and thyme, basting your Nduma as you will do your steaks. Go in with our goose stock, basting and into the oven. My mom also brought Loquats from her kitchen garden, something I grew up enjoying, so I decided why not make it part of the final dish. In a pan with honey, lemon zest and water, adding your pitted Loquats, bring this to a boil, goose stock goes in, reduce it down, finishing with butter and lemon juice, and our Loquats goose sauce is done. Get your thighs out of the poaching liquid, brushing off any herbs sticking around and onto hot charcoal grill to crispen up the skin. Once the skin is nicely charred and crispy, our goose is done, and what's left is plating, starting with our Managu. Nduma out of the oven and onto the plate. Next is our smoked, poached and grilled goose and some of our delicious Loquats. Our Loquats goose sauce to finish, and to make it pretty, microgreens go on top of our Nduma, and it was time to present it to my mom. Today, the plate and the boy standing beside her may look a little different, but the memories and the woman who brought them to life remain the same. A plate that tells the story of my childhood when farm to fork was simply a means of survival before it became trendy. The food was always smoky and full of character back when chewing your food was the order of the day before everything started falling off the bone. Enjoy.